The Mustangs' playoff lives are on the line tonight. They're back at Pullman Park for the second straight evening against the Butler Iron Bucks in the Rust Belt League Championship Series. Hello, everyone. Luke Burgess here with you from Pullman Park for Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. And, of course, the Meadville Mustangs and the Butler Iron Bucks back for the second straight evening. And last night, it did not go the way of the Mustangs. They fell 10-5 right here at Pullman Park in a game that lasted over 3 hours. It was a long one, and of course that was mainly because 15 combined runs between the two teams. Unfortunately, 10 of those went the way of Butler, so the Mustangs are now fighting for their lives. As I mentioned, they lose tonight, well, the season is over, but they've got Walker Cunningham leading them into battle on the mound. He was phenomenal last time out against the East Butler Bulldog of him here tonight. Well, you got to look at what the stakes are, and they really can't be any higher. If you read my Twitter preview, then I said, if you like high stakes, you're a gambling man, well, you'll love tonight's game. The Mustangs, now they have one loss in the playoffs, 2-1. The Iron Bucks, they are yet to lose. The Mustangs are going to try and even up those two records and change things around a little bit tonight. First of all, we're going to get into some lineups for tonight's game here at Pullman Park. Holds 1,600 people, overcast skies, but it has been a hot day, the hottest day of the year so far in western Pennsylvania. We had a lot of dry days earlier in the summer, but now it's really starting to heat up, looking at maybe in the mid to high 90s on Friday. We'll start with the visiting Butler Iron Bucks for Game 2. Brady Gavola leads it off. He's in left field. Maddox Clement bats second. He's the center fielder. The first baseman, Brent Crehan, bats third. Lenny Pacini bats fourth as the catcher. The third baseman, Alex Colwell, bats fifth. Dustin Strom bats sixth. He's the shortstop. Brian Woods bats seventh. He's the extra hitter. The designated hitter is Matt Rinaldo. He bats eighth. Ray Steerer bats ninth. He's the second baseman. And the right fielder, Tyler Mack, rounds out the order, batting 10th. For the Meadville Mustangs, led into this game by their manager, Ben Cosby, trying to bounce back and more than bounce back, keep their season alive. They have to win tonight to give them a shot at the championship trophy in the Rust Belt League. Ryan Doherty leads it off again. He's in center field. Batting second, Kenny Lavrich. He's the shortstop. The right fielder, Jordan Suvak, bats third. Noah Ross is the designated hitter. He bats fourth. John Sharp is the extra hitter. He bats fifth. Batting sixth, Zach Strideff. He's catching for the Mustangs. Brady Lane bats seventh. He's the second baseman. Cole Grable bats eighth. He's the third baseman. Carson Weibel bats ninth. He's the left fielder. And the first baseman, Zach Wilson, bats 10th on the mound for the Mustangs. Walker Cunningham, he'll go up against Patrick Sinan. Second time that the Mustangs have met with Sinan this season. Walker Cunningham's warm-up tosses are steadily ramping up in the Meadville bullpen down the left field line. The Meadville Mustangs switch over to that third base dugout as the home team here tonight, and they play as a home team, although this game is not being played at Allegheny College, instead Pullman Park, and that's simply because of the venue. Obviously 1,600 seats here versus just a couple bleachers at Allegheny College, and that gives the ability for the Rust Belt League to get a lot of people down here and also finance a lot of next season. Obviously the money is very much needed. But an exciting matchup here tonight, and you got to go back and look at Cunningham's last start for these Mustangs. That came against the East Butler Bulldogs when Cunningham single-handedly eliminated the Bulldogs from contention. 2 runs given up, both of those earned over 8 innings. But the thing that really stands out, no walks and 7 strikeouts. Cunningham had been a relatively low strikeout guy all season long, not in Game 2 of the playoffs. He was phenomenal. He was getting guys out with the curveball, getting guys out with a high-velocity fastball. Looked like he maybe had a little bit of extra juice on that one, maybe a little bit more pumped up. Gave up 7 hits, but he stranded runners incredibly well. First inning with nobody out. He had runners on second and third, no runs across the plate. They didn't even score a run, did East Butler, until that 7th inning, which was his second to last. So a lot to look forward to here tonight, and if Cunningham had the juices flowing the last time he was going up in the playoffs, he's certainly going to have them going tonight. He's trying to keep the Mustangs' playoff hopes alive from Pullman Park. When we return, we'll have a little bit more preview and then first pitch on the Mustangs Baseball Network. National anthem finishing up here at Pullman Park as we get closer and closer to first pitch here on the Mustangs Baseball Network, and bright skies, I guess you could say, for most of the day, and high temperatures, mainly up to 90 degrees here in Butler. Now it's cooled down. It's going to be about 85 at first pitch, but the big difference, it is very overcast. Wind is out to left field, blowing pretty much the same as we saw last night, and we saw no home runs in last night's affair. Lots and lots of doubles. See if we'll see the same thing tonight. I'm sure the Mustangs would not mind some home run pop. And, of course, still no Brandon Butler in the lineup for the Meadville Mustangs tonight. He is at tonight's game, but wearing what looks to be some kind of brace on his left hand, so some type of injury for Butler. He is going to watch from the bench and enjoy this one, and hopefully enjoy his team's season continuing on here past tonight's action. That would certainly be a thrill for him. Cunningham finishing up his final warm-up tosses. We're almost ready for Mustangs baseball. Brady Gavola will lead it off for the Iron Bucks. He had a big triple in the 7th inning last night and ended up coming around to score. He also had a single in the at-bat prior to that, so made his presence felt. And, of course, he did not get on base in his first 2 at-bats, so kind of a late-game clutch time hitter. And Maddox Clement, who followed him up, well, Gino Mara had been stupendous against left-handed hitters all season long. That was not the case last night. Clement also touched him up for a couple of hits. Zach Strida fills in for John Sharp behind the plate. Sharp has been the primary catcher on this team, the best defensive catcher. He goes in as the extra hitter tonight. He had a heck of a night last night for the Mustangs. A triple home run and walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. So he's on base 4 out of 5 times. Brady Gavola steps in against Walker Cunningham. Top of the first inning, the Mustangs. If you're not into this one and you're a Mustangs fan, I don't know what to tell you. Fighting for their season against the Butler Iron Bucks, who they're 2-1 against this year. 0-0 pitch from Cunningham is popped up out to the right side foul. And we are underway. First pitch thrown from Cunningham at 7:02 p.m., same time as last night. 85 degrees and overcast at first pitch. Gavola at the plate wearing that yellow helmet. Have to find out where he goes to school. The 0-1 is in for a called strike. That's that hard fastball that Cunningham established so well. Really rode it all the way throughout that last game. And one of the things that he said when we talked to him post-game was that he trusted his defense. We'll see him hopefully try and do that again tonight. That one is swung on and missed, and it's a drop third strike, but Strida tags him out. So the game starts exactly like it did last night with a strikeout swinging. There's one away after Gavola goes down on 3 pitches. And efficiency would certainly be appreciated from Cunningham tonight. We did not see anyone out of the bullpen once the Mustangs kind of realized that the game was out of reach. The offense just was not able to take advantage of multiple bases-loaded situations, only scoring 1 run each time, as Cunningham's first pitch to Maddox Clement is down low in the dirt. Clement scoots out of the way to his right, left-handed batter at the dish. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch from Cunningham. That's a fastball in for a strike. New umpires around last night. There was a little bit of tension between the Mustangs and the Iron Bucks between those umpires. A few calls that were questionable for sure. 1-1 pitch is down low. Looked like that was maybe the changeup. A nice article as well written about Cunningham in the Meadville Tribune a few weeks ago. Wants to go on and be a doctor. The 2-1, that one's outside. And, of course, that article published a few days ago, I believe. 3-1, good read. And I thank whoever that runs that account for tagging the Meadville Mustangs social media on the post. And, of course, Cunningham having a very productive summer with the Mustangs. That one's grounded on to shortstop to Lavrich. He throws on to first and gets the second out. So 2 up, 2 down for Cunningham, just the start that he would like to have. And you get your defense into action early on as well. As I mentioned, that was part of his plan in his last start, and certainly you cannot argue with that type of success. You would not be surprised if the bullpen gets some heavy usage tonight if Cunningham is not motoring along. Of course, with the season on the line, you kind of got to throw everything at a win here tonight and force a Game 3 tomorrow. So now it's the right-handed hitting Brent Crehan. He swings and misses on a curveball down low and goes down in the count. 1 strike on him. Cunningham's pitch. That one's up high, and it's popped out to the left side of the outfield, but it's going to get over foul right behind the bullpen mounds that Cunningham was throwing on just a few minutes ago. The count goes 0-2 now. Left field, it's Weibold and Dougherty in center, Suvak in right. On the infield from left to right, Grable, Lavrich, Lane, Wilson, Cunningham, Strideff are the battery. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's grounded over to first base and off the glove of Wilson into right field. That's a costly mistake there. It was a routine ground ball for Wilson, and of course he's not very familiar with playing that position over at first base, primarily a pitcher, but they've kind of been integrating him into the field over the past few weeks. Well, he's going to pick up his second error at first base in his short tenure there. And a runner is going to reach base. So now there's someone on first for the four-hitter, Lenny Pacini. Pacini was pretty active last night. He was 2 for 4 on the evening. 2 outs in this inning, and now we're going to see Cunningham pitch out of the stretch for the first time. But a short delay while we wait here. And now it's a baseball that's gone away out in front of the Mustangs dugout. It's all picked up, and now we're ready to go. So 0-0 to Pacini. Cunningham pitching out of the stretch. He delivers the first pitch, and that one is lined to left field, but it just gets foul. And that was a hooking line drive off the righty's bat that turned over into a favorable end of the foul line for the Mustangs. And thinking about hooks and slices and a little bit of golf, heard something interesting on the Pirates radio broadcast today about Trent Grisham, the San Diego Padres center fielder who actually uses a golf grip on his bat. Don't think we see any of that in the Rust Belt League. Maybe someone. We'd have to ask around. 0-1 pitch is popped up. That one is back to the right side and over the Iron Bucks dugout. So now 0-2 once again. Of course, it was an 0-2 count to Brent Crehan when he grounded out to first base. Wilson not able to make the easy play over there at first base. That was just a dribbler over to him. About 2 hops on this turf infield. One of the differences is that, of course, on grass, the ball would die down. On turf, it can speed up. That one's out to center field. Underneath it, Dougherty, he makes a good read and makes the catch to end the inning. So, efficient first half inning for Cunningham. 1 error allows a base runner to reach, but we're through a half inning on the Mustangs Baseball Network. No score. Mustangs coming to bat. Bottom of the first, Mustangs coming to bat. Ryan Dougherty, Kenny Lavrich, and Jordan Suvak, the 3-2 face Patrick Sinan. And I should have clarified earlier, I said that the Mustangs had faced him this year. Well, they faced him as a designated hitter. This is the first time that the Stangs have seen him on the mound. So the Iron Bucks with a very extensive roster. They've thrown out a different starting pitcher every single time that these teams have met, and the 4th time now of the season. So we assume that we probably see someone we're familiar with if we go to tomorrow's game. The first pitch to Dougherty is a fastball in the zone called for strike 1. So we're underway. Mustangs on offense for the first time tonight, and Dougherty takes ball 1 down low. Just underway here. Bottom of the first inning, it was zeros for Cunningham. No hits allowed in that top of the first. The 1-1 pitch is lined out to center field. That one's got a lot of topspin. It's going to get down on the grass. And a leadoff single for Ryan Doherty. Base hit. He rounds first. Holds up right there. And the Mustangs have some offense early in this game. They pick up the first hit. How about Doherty just starting things off on the right foot? That's certainly something that they needed, and it wasn't a problem getting guys on base last night for the Meadville Mustangs. In fact, you look back at their offense, and they had 2 straight innings with 3 runners left on base, so a lot of guys stranded out there, not able to get them home. And you go back and you total those up for the night, well, they had 11 left on base, so a lot of runs left out there. They're trying to minimize that tonight. Kenny Lavridge bunts one foul for strike 1. First pitch that he sees, and immediately seeing Sinan out of the stretch. Shows bunt again, and Doherty takes off. That one's in play, so the only play is over to first base. It drags the first baseman, Crehan, off of the bag, but the base umpire says that his foot stayed on long enough, so Lavridge is out. That'll be a 1-2-3 sacrifice bunt. Now Jordan Suvak. Runner on second and 1 away. Suvak has cooled down a little bit for the playoffs. He was one of the hottest hitters in the lineup at the end of the regular season. The 0-0 pitch to him is popped up to the right side. Backing up is the second baseman Steer into right field, but instead it's way in foul territory and very hard to tell if that was caught or not. And it was caught by the right fielder, Tyler Mack. So a fly out to right. And it was very shallow, just behind the bleacher area, almost in the bullpen. And, of course, we do not have a sight line of that first base side bullpen. Bullpen's down the lines here at Pullman Park. So there's 2 away, and Doherty remains at second with 2 outs. And now it's going to be Noah Ross, designated hitter, getting his first shot tonight. Look back to last night, and he failed to pick up a hit. So trying to do that. And that's big when you have your top 3 guys who are getting on base a whole ton, albeit Doherty not so much last night with 4 strikeouts. You have to have a guy in that 4-hole who can pick them up. That's ball 2 delivered, and not really sure where that one missed. Maybe just a bit high. Ross not an incredibly tall hitter. Slightly surprising they don't put Sharp or Ross over at first base for tonight. That one's blocked. Down low in the dirt, and it's 3-0. Pacini sliding out to his right. So Pacini getting back-to-back nights behind the plate catching. We saw his backup the second time that these two teams met in the regular season. Doherty leads off second with 2 outs. The 3-0 pitch to Ross. That's a fastball right down the middle for strike. Over the heart of the plate. 2 outs now in the inning. 3-1 the count to Noah Ross. Following him up would be John Sharp. Had that monster night on offense last night. There's a fastball up high. So Ross will walk. And it's going to be first and second with 2 outs. And, of course, with 2 outs, that doesn't make a whole ton of difference. First base open. So you don't move the runner up. And you get to face a potentially less consistent hitter on the year in Sharp, but certainly not a cooler hitter. I don't think there is a hotter hitter in the lineup than John Sharp at the moment. So he's trying to pick up an RBI, give his team the lead early. That one's a curveball in the dirt, blocked by Pacini, over to his right side again. And one of the things that's really interesting to watch from up here in the booth is you start to notice the trends that develop throughout the game. You'll start to see where guys are missing certain pitches. Of course, that was something that became pretty evident last night and swung on and missed. The fastball through the zone there. Sharp just couldn't catch up to it after he had the curveball timed up in his head. And it was actually the reliever who came on, Ryan Arrozo, struggled with control, but actually it was put out a quite clean performance on the bump. The 1-1. Sharp fouls that one back. He's out in front on the changeup, so messing with the timing quite well here. Strideff is on deck. Did not see him last night, but he gets another shot back behind the dish this evening. He's been a very clutch hitter as well, both Sharp and Strideff. Good hitting catchers on this Mustangs team. 1-2 the count, 2 away in the inning. Sinan trying to get out of it. Here's his pitch. That one's fouled back off the top of the netting, right back into play. So the 1-2 one more time. Sharp looks down to third base. He's going to get some signs from his manager, Ben Cosby. Cosby's coaching certainly improved as the season has gone along. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. That one's up high. It's 2-2. So now the count even with 2 runners on, and infield playing straight up here, just trying to get out of the inning, hold the Mustangs scoreless. This inning started with a Doherty line drive single into center, followed up by a sacrifice bunt from Kenny Lavrich. That got Doherty out there to second base. There's another foul ball off the interior end of the dugout steps railing. There's like 2 intersecting railings there on the edge of the dugout. That one just got a piece of the inside one and ricochets back out into play. But it's quickly retrieved, and now still 2-2 count. There's 2 away in the inning. Sinan's pitch, and Sharp fouls off another one. So 5 straight foul balls now for the extra hitter. Trying to do some damage here in the bottom of the first inning, get the Mustangs out in front. You kind of question why Lavrich would sacrifice bunt in that situation, being as prolific as he has been this year. There's a slider down low in the dirt. That one was nowhere close. And looks like we talk about that miss. Well, that miss so far tonight for Sinan is to his glove side. He's dragging pitches over the plate. That one is swung on and missed. Sharp can't catch up to it, and that ends the inning. So 3-1, no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Second inning action here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. It's Walker Cunningham back out for his second inning of work, and actually they've officially scored the error to Zach Wilson as a hit here, which is mind-boggling to me, and I'm not going to count it. So I'm saying that Cunningham still has the no-hitter going. I think in the Rust Belt League you can probably do that. First pitch to the third baseman, Alex Colwell, is called for strike 1. 0-1 early. Cunningham ahead again. He was really his most effective when he was getting ahead in the count in his last start. That was game 2 of the playoffs, which was also the Rust Belt semifinals, or the Rust Belt finals, rather, for the division, but of course the semifinals for the league. 0-2 pitch from the righty, and he struck him out. 3-pitch strikeout, goes with the high heat fastball through the zone, and Colwell couldn't catch up. So Cunningham off to a good start in the second inning. And, of course, you would obviously respond with, well, most pitchers do well when they get out early ahead in the count and throw strikes. But the issue was, I would rebuttal, I guess, with he was only really serving up soft contact. Strike called, fastball at the knees. No hard contact really whatsoever that entire game against Cunningham. 0-1 pitch. That one is taken just an inch lower, and it will go for ball one. Dustin Strom now the shortstop, getting his first chance at the plate tonight. Strom hit in the same spot last night. 1-1 pitch, and that one is swung on and missed. Down to a knee is Dustin Strom. How about that? I don't know if you anyone tuning in is familiar with Pitching Ninja on Twitter, but you could throw that one right up there. Strom gets sorted now. The strikeout attempt, and no, instead he's going to pop it out to shallow center field. Doherty racing onto it. Lavrich kind of eases off, and Doherty makes the catch right in front of the infield dirt. There's 2 away. So talk about trusting your defense. He does that right there. A fly out to center. There's 2 away for Brian Woods. Woods, first time that the Mustangs have faced him all year. He's the extra hitter tonight. He has not appeared in any of the prior 3 lineups between these 2 teams. The 0-0 pitch from Walker Cunningham. That one is foul, off the bat, and the ball kicks right back out to Walker on the mound, and he's going to replace it. Looked at it for a moment like he maybe was like, yeah, I can just keep going with this one, but probably a little bit scuffed up from hitting the pole outside the dugout. So 0-1 the count now. Cunningham's got a new baseball. He can get a lot of nice spin on it. The 0-1. That one is ripped through the middle and into center field. So the first hit, off of Cunningham this evening, second hit of the night. Woods reaches with 2 away, and now you can put a hit up on that scoreboard, official scorer. Instead it says 2. I'm going to still verbally disagree with that one. With a runner on first base, it's time for Matt Rinaldo. Designated hitter, no batting gloves for the big righty. How about last night we saw Rinaldo pitch. Tonight he gets a shot at some hitting, so a little bit of 2-way player action. He swings and misses at the first pitch that he sees. Cunningham loops the slider in the zone. Small lead off of first for Woods. Of course, not familiar with his speed, having not seen him. 0-1 pitch. That one swung on and missed, went to the curveball, so drops it down just a little bit lower, and still Rinaldo goes chasing. Big DH. I'm sure he's got a big swing. That's what we've seen so far. Haven't seen him make contact with one, though. He's kind of eased up after he realizes he has no chance at getting it. 0-2 pitch. And that's a fastball outside. Dragged it to the glove side. It's a sticky, humid day here in Butler this evening. Mustangs, as I mentioned, fighting for their playoff lives. It's game 2 of the championship series between these 2 teams, and it was a 10-5 loss against the Iron Bucks last night. The 1-2. He struck him out. How about that slider inside of the hands, and it comes across the plate? Doesn't matter. He can't make contact. We're through 1.5. Still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the second inning getting underway here from Pullman Park. Zach Strideff, Brady Lane, and Cole Grable, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in a 10-man lineup this evening. Of course, we had 9-man lineups last night, but they like to try and get the guys as many at-bats as possible, especially with the Season coming to a close. Strider fouls off the first pitch that he sees back into the netting. And in case you haven't been with us throughout the season, the way that works, we got an extra hitter and we've got a designated hitter. So basically 2 DHs in the lineup for both teams. 0-1 early to Zach Strideff. The righty Sinan delivers outside. It's 1-1. If you're in the area, you tuned in to see the Pirates get a series win last night. Unfortunately, not able to grab the win last night. We were previewing that matchup before our game finished up. But today, they win the series 3-2. A nail-biter, David Bednar, comes on to close it out. 2-1 the count to Zach Strideff. Ball delivered down low in the dirt, blocked by Pacini. Here's the 2-1. That one's up high. Fastball just ran away from him. It's 3-1. Sinan, not a hard-throwing righty. His fastball sits in the 80-mile-per-hour range. 3-1. That one swung on and missed. Went back to the high cheese. Just lowered it a little bit. And the count got some photographers walking around here. Maybe some nice pictures to come out of tonight's game. Payoff pitch from Sinan. That one is ripped to the right side and into the glove of the second baseman Steer. He throws on to first and retires the first hitter in the bottom of the second inning. So there's one away. Now Brady Lane, the second baseman, had a great night at the plate last night. He's going to try and continue his hot start to the championship series. Ground out to second base for Zach Strideff. Been one of the most clutch hitters in the Mustangs lineup all season long. Mustangs have Josh Siegel off the bench tonight if they need him. 0-0 pitch to Lane is foul back into the netting. That'll go for strike one. And of course, Grable has moved over to third base with Butler's injury, which we now have confirmed. And of course, Brady Lane has moved in at second, and maybe a little surprising that Lane doesn't move to third instead. That's a slider away that is just waved at from a mile away by Brady Lane, so he goes down 0-2. And no chance of catching up to that one unless he was a left-handed hitter. Nothing in 2 pitch. Up high for a ball. Goes to the fastball after the breaking ball on the prior pitch. Working quickly, here's the 1-2. Outside corner. Did not miss by much. Getting squeezed by the home plate umpire, and the count goes even 2-2 now. Lane has a chance to try and fight back here. Working off that left side of the rubber. Here comes Sinan's pitch. That one is chopped to the third base bag, but it drifts over to the left side foul. Picked up by Colwell. He'll toss back to his pitcher, Sinan. So still 2-2 the count. Thank you from wherever you're joining us tonight, whether you're here in Western Pennsylvania watching your relative compete for this Rust Belt League championship, or you're tuning in from anywhere else in the world. 2-2 the count. With one away, here's the pitch. That one swung on and missed. He struck him out. So after the ground out, a strikeout of Brady Lane will yield Cole Grable with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Mustangs trying to strike first here. They had a few runners on with 2 outs in the last inning after Noah Ross walked. And, of course, Ryan Doherty led off the inning with a single, but it was John Sharp who struck out. Cole Grable looking to try and get that guy on base for this inning. He sends one out to right field. Underneath it is Tyler Mack. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So 2 played, and the Ironbucks coming back to bat with no score. Third inning just about to get underway. Walker Cunningham will face 9, 10, and 1. Ray Steer to lead it off. The second baseman, smooth fielding, second baseman, has made some good defensive plays in this series so far and actually throughout the year when these two teams have met. He's very just consistent. You can know what you're going to get out of him. And the first pitch, and that's another check swing foul ball. We've now seen 5 of those between last night all season long. But you get the guys going, like starting to move the hands forward, and it's a high fastball, and it kind of just runs in and hits off the bat. That's now the second tonight. We had 3 last night. That one's fouled off. So 0-2 pretty quickly now. That one over into the Iron Bucks bullpen. And last night we had that view of the Iron Bucks bullpen because they were on that third base side. We have a direct view to the third base bullpen, but the first base bullpen completely out of sight. Won't know if anyone's warming up. 0-2 from Cunningham to the leadoff hitter Steer. Down low, tried to go to the breaking stuff, and it looked like he maybe lost his footing on the mound there. Kind of looked back towards where he landed. The 1-2 pitch to the leadoff hitter in the third. That one's out to right field, tailing away from Suvak. He makes a nice attempt at it, but it's foul. That one just continued to slice away from the right fielder. Suvak's had experience now at all 3 outfield positions this year. He playing in right field now in place of Daniel Luco, who was not available for the championship series. 1-2 pitch. Down low in the dirt. Strideff tries to block it, but off the turf, it takes kind of a funny hop to its left. Maybe that was due to some of the spin. It's off his chest protector, or off the chest protector of the umpire, rather. So 2-2 the count. Here comes the pitch. Grounded up the middle, and onto it is the second baseman, Lane. He fields on a short hop, throws on to first, and gets the out. That was a nice fielding play from Brady Lane. Kind of anticipated that short hop, and turned his glove in backhand, very Kenny Laverick style. We know how good of a fielder he's been all year. 4-3 on the putout. The first out in the third inning. And now Tyler Mack. I don't know if it's a running joke or something that we're in the press box not entirely clued in on, but Tyler Mack's name has been different on the lineup card every single night. But we're going off those online rosters. That one's grounded over to Wilson. He makes the play this time and gives the stop sign to Walker Cunningham as he's coming over to help out. He runs it on to first all by himself. There's 2 away quickly. So nice little bounce back after a single in the last inning. He struck out Matt Rinaldo to finish the top of the second, and now he's got 2 quick outs in this inning. So now it's the top of the order. Brady Gavola getting his second chance at the plate. Struck out swinging on 3 pitches the first time through. The 0-0 from Cunningham. That one's popped up out to shallow right field. The second baseman Lane is called off by Suvak, who makes the catch, and it's a real quick half inning. Cunningham continues to hold the Iron Bucks scoreless. It's 0-0 on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the third inning, Gannon University product Carson Weibel will start things off. His first at-bat tonight against Patrick Sinan. Set down the Mustangs 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. And lights on quite a bit earlier than last night, but the overcast conditions forcing the hand of the folks here at Pullman Park. He takes strike one, does Weibel. He's down in the count early against the righty Sinan. Right on right matchup here. From that left side of the rubber, he delivers strike two. And that's just a fastball right down the pipe. No reason for Weibel not to unload on that one. 0-2 the count with nobody out. Pitching from the windup. Here comes the 0-2. Outside, slider away. No swing from Weibel, and it looked like maybe Pacini didn't expect it to break that much either. He reaches out to his right side. Pacini with the much more traditional catching approach as Weibel grounds one on to shortstop. Stromfield throws on to first and gets the out there. So one set down. Pacini does not go down on one knee as we see so many catchers do in today's game. That's something that Sharp does. I have to watch for Strideff in the bottom of this inning. It's not really something I paid attention to before. Now Zach Wilson, the first baseman, hitting 10th. Of course, Wilson, typically a pitcher. He had not really done anything but pitched since high school. 4 years at Slippery Rock and some that mixed in there at Allegheny as well. He shoots one on to third base, grounded over to Colwell, who throws on to first and gets the second out. So 2 quick outs, and we're moving right along here in tonight's contest. Now it'll go out all the way back up to the top of the order. It's Ryan Doherty. He had a single, the only hit so far for the Mustangs. Led off the game with that single on the first pitch that he saw. Would not mind 2 pitches and 2 hits. He holds back and takes strike one high. Fastball through the zone. That high fastball has been doing work for Patrick Sinan. It looks like hitters are kind of struggling, to catch up to that pitch. That's a slider outside. Just missed the outside corner. Once again, though, because of that, traditional setup from Pacini, we don't really see him sliding a whole lot because he would slide forward. He doesn't have as much mobility as you'd see a catcher on one knee. That one's fouled off. It's 1-2. Kicks off the backstop and rolls back into play. So first baseman Crehan's got to come over and get rid of it. He's going to toss it back into his own dugout. One of the nice things about Pullman Park as well is they let the kids keep the balls. Nice little souvenirs rather than getting them back. I mean, you pay admission to get in here. 1-2 pitch. Outside. That one goes to, or brings it to 2-2. So the count is all even with 2 outs. Sinan trying to work on his second straight 1-2-3 inning. The only hit he's given up so far to Sam Doherty, who is at the plate this moment, and he takes for ball 3. That one's up high and outside. He also walked Noah Ross, the 4-hitter. Thanking you for joining us, wherever you're joining us from. Luke Burgess here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. 3-2 pitch to Ryan Doherty. He sends one out to shallow left field. It looks like the shortstop Strom's going to call everyone off and make the catch to end the inning. So 7 straight set down for Sinan. We're through 3 full on the Mustangs Baseball Network with no score. Fourth inning here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. It's going to be Maddox Clement, the two-hitter. Same amount of players come to the plate for each side so far through the first 3 innings, and no one scored. So it's really like the game is just kicking off, and Walker Cunningham delivers a ball inside to Clement, who grounded to the shortstop Lavrich in his first at-bat. The 1-0. Another fastball. That time it's down low. So 2 missed fastballs, and the opposite of what we were talking about that made Cunningham so effective. 2-0 pitch. Clement looks to kind of step out there like he thought that was going to be a ball, but it's actually a backdoor slider that gets over the plate for strike 1. It's 2-1. The pitch from Cunningham is grounded out to the second base side and just under the glove of Brady Lane, so it's going to be a leadoff single, second hit of the night for the Iron Bucks. Clement is aboard with his first hit, and a leadoff base runner for Cunningham to deal with. Of course, he was so good at stranding runners his last time out, so trying to do the same thing here tonight. Brent Crehan now reached on that error by Zach Wilson in the first inning. Cunningham looking for his pitch. A short lead off of first base for Clement. Clement does have good speed, the center fielder. 0-0 pitch out of the stretch. That one's fouled off. And you saw the third base coach for the Butler Iron Bucks very quickly getting out of the way. He was drilled in the ankle by a foul ball last night. Sure, that one might have swollen up a little bit. Down on his knees for quite some time. The 0-1. Big pause from Cunningham. He delivers a beautiful curveball, swung on and missed for strike 2. How about that? Classic way of upsetting the timing there from Cunningham. Crehan can't hold back. Saw Crehan talking to a few Mustangs players before the game. Some friends, and obviously these guys play each other a lot of local guys. That one is check over to first, and it's out of the glove of Wilson, and now Maddox Clement realizes he's going to go down to second base. It was a snap throw from Strideff, and Zach Wilson wasn't ready for it at first, so the second error on the night for the first baseman, and it was really just a nice strike delivered to Brent Crehan. And a snap throw, as it looked like Strideff thought Clement's lead was just a little bit too big. Instead, he goes down to second base. That one's popped up on the infield. Lavrich is racing into the grass. Calls off the third baseman, Grable, and makes the catch. So now there's one away with that runner on second. Crehan goes to 0 for 2 on the night. Lenny Pacini now flew out to the center fielder in shallow center. That was Ryan Doherty who made that catch. Trying to hold him over is Walker Cunningham, and trying to keep him from getting a hit, which would probably score the first run of this game. Clement has good speed at second. The 0-0 is grounded over to third base and off the glove of Grable. He picks up, Fields throws on to first, and this time Wilson's able to stretch and record the out over at first base. So a little bit of redemption there for the pitcher turned first baseman. A ground out to third, and there's 2 away. That's a big out there from Cunningham, and as we said in the pregame, he talked last time after his win about trusting his defense. He does that right there. That was a hard hit ground ball over to Grable, but he just knocks it down. Didn't initially get the glove on it, but as I say, knocks it down and gets the throw over to first to successfully complete the out. That one's popped out to the left side. It's going to be Grable in action again, but Lavrich looks like he has a beat on it, and he makes a fabulous catch running to his left. Kenny Lavrich, and now where is Kenny Lavrich? Is he all right? He's hidden behind the bleachers over there on the left side, and maybe took a fall of some sort, but he's all right. He's going to get up, made a nice catch, and the inning. Or did he make a nice catch? Apparently not. It looked like he had the ball going out of sight behind the bleacher area where foul territory extends for an absurd amount of time here. Or an absurd distance, I guess, would be the better phrasing. So we didn't actually see him make the play, but it looked like he had a perfect beat on it. 0-1 pitch now to the third baseman, Alex Colwell. That one is out inside for ball 1. So Pacini grounded out. Now Colwell, the third baseman, struck out his first time through. Can be easily confused with Piccini, both tall righties with blue helmets. 1-1 pitch. That one is out to left field. It's hooking toward the left fielder, Weibel. He's underneath it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So a weird half inning there, 3.5 played, still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Kenny Lavrich gets things started in the bottom of the 4th inning here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Shortstop for the Mustangs is, well, he's sacrifice bunted in his first time up. He lines one out to the right side. It's hooking away from the right fielder, Mack, and it's foul. So the count 0-1 now to Lavrich. Lavrich obviously has not attempted a hit yet. So trying to get him to make a little bit of a play here. 0-1 the count. Ready shortstop, smooth fielding. Facing Patrick Sinan, the pitch on the 0-1 is grounded to the shortstop, Strom. He throws on to first, Cooley, and records the out there. So the shortstop grounds out to the opposing shortstop. There's one away, and Lavrich is 0 for 1. With one out now, both pitchers cruising into the bottom of the 4th inning. Still no runs given up, and 2 hits for the Iron Bucks, just 1 for the Mustangs. And that came on Ryan Doherty's leadoff single in the 1st inning. Jordan Suvak now, the right fielder. He takes ball 1 down low. Suvak, we talk about it almost every time he's up at the plate. And also worth noting quickly that the wind has switched directions, starting to blow a little bit in now. So harder and harder to get one out of here as the game moves on tonight. And, of course, it is quite humid. That air is thick. The ball is not going to travel as much as it would on a more dry night. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. That looked like the changeup through the zone. Suvak really just didn't put his head down on it and kind of missed it. Mustangs facing elimination here tonight. Such a big game in their campaign. Inside to Suvak, and now it goes 3-1. So several walks issued already, or rather just 1 walk, I'll have to correct. That was to Noah Ross. Suvak looking to be the second victim unless he can pick up a hit. He fouls one back on a pitch through the middle of the strike zone. That one caught the big part of the plate. Suvak goes through his routine. I don't know if that would fly these days in the major leagues with the pitch timer. Payoff from Sinan. Down low in the dirt, so he is the second walk victim of the evening, or recipient, if that suits you better. 1 away, and there's a runner on first base for Noah Ross. Ross was the other walkie this evening. It's a hot day for majority of the afternoon. We saw temperatures in the 90s here in western Pennsylvania, probably for the first time that I can think of all summer. Pitch up high for ball 1. Things are only going to get hotter. Friday looking at mid-90s. 1-0 the count to Noah Ross. He's trying to grab a hit for his squad. He fouls one back against the netting and resets. One out in the bottom of the fourth. Good crowd on hand here tonight, despite the high temperatures earlier in the day and now kind of not the most comfortable weather, to say the least. 1-on-1 the count. Sinan comes set at the waist. He delivers. That one swung on and missed. Noah Ross couldn't catch up to the fastball. Good mix of speeds for both teams so far tonight. Sinan's done a good job, as has Cunningham when he's established the fastball early. Here comes the pitch. The runner takes off, and it's out of the glove of Pacini on the transition. So it's going to be a stolen base for Jordan Suvak. Runner now on second, and a 2-2 count. See Ben Cosby smiling down at Suvak. He uses his legs whenever he gets the opportunity to. He's traditionally a center fielder, and he's played a bulk of his games out in center this year. So he's got wheels. Delivered down low outside. That looked like the slider away, and now it's 3-2. So a full count to Noah Ross with John Sharp on deck. He tripled and home run last night. Homered would be the correct way of putting it. Hit a home run. Jumpy at second. Payoff pitch to Ross is out to center field. Second baseman seems to have it. It's shallow. And it's Steer who makes the catch. And there's 2 away. So a walk still on second base for Sharp. If he can hit another one out here, he could break open the scoring. 2 away for the extra hitter who struck out his first time through the lineup. And he also leads the team in strikeouts this season. Kind of becoming some boomer bust power type of thing with him, but he's also such a good doubles hitter when he's on. That one's fouled off. He was just out in front. Looked like some type of off speed. Umpire refills on baseballs. Sharp very recognizable because he's the only player on the team with a white helmet. A few of those slippery rock helmets, of course, very green. They stand out. But not too much when you're playing the Iron Bucks on a green turf field. The 0-1 pitch is delivered outside. It's 1-1 to the extra hitter. Sharp trying to pick up his first hit of the night. Break this game open. The Mustangs trying to stave off elimination in Game 2 of the championship series between the Rust Belt Division and the Tri-State Collegiate League Division. That one swung on and missed. Breaking ball. Looked like the slider up high, and now a mound visit from the Iron Bucks coaching staff. See what they have to say to Sinan. You don't know whether or not he's working on a pitch count. That's certainly possible this late in the season. Want to make sure that you keep the arm fresh for his college team that he'll be returning to in the fall. See if it's a short conversation or a long one. Of course, the home plate umpire will regulate that. Beg your pardon. It is a short one. He's going to head back in to the dugout. Signal up to the press box from the home plate umpire. I'm not exactly sure what he was signifying there, but Sharp's ready to step back in. A 1-2 count now. Maybe just a plan of attack for Sinan against the righty hitter Sharp. Right on right in the matchup. Still delivering in the stretch from that left side of the rubber. That one is outside, and he dragged the fastball out there. So it's 2-2. Of course, they know what Sharp did to them last night, and they did not see Strideff, so potential that they're just trying to put him on base. But ahead in the count 1-2, you would not expect that to be the play. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right side, and no one's going to be able to get on that one. Sharp's at bat. Carries on. John Sharp really stands out for his defense behind the plate. That's been phenomenal all year. He doesn't take a break there. There's a slider outside. Inning kind of starting to drag a little bit. One of the first slower innings that we've seen, despite the fact that we've still had no hits. Sinan would not be thriving under the pitch timer, even with the 20 seconds with a runner on base. Payoff to Sharp. Looks back to second one more time. Now big lead for Suvak. He bluffs and Sharp takes a called strike 3, so he strikes out for the second time tonight. And the fourth inning is over, 4 full played. Still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Dustin Strom gets this inning started with a single, followed up by Brian Woods now, who's 1-1 in the count. Apologize for the delay. Had to go get some food. Got to stay sustained throughout the broadcast. And a line drive over to third base. The throw back to first after the catch from Grable. And it was right on the line, but not in time to get the runner at first. So 1 away in the top of the 5th inning now. Walker Cunningham still only allowed 3 hits on the night after the single to Strom. And with there being 1 away, it's Matt Rinaldo to the plate. Rinaldo attempts a bunt, but it drifts away foul. One out. The runner over at first base is the shortstop, Dustin Strom. He flew out to the center fielder, Doherty, his first time. So the first time he's been on base tonight. 0-1 the count. 1 away in the inning. Cunningham's pitch out of the stretch. It's a bunt laid down again. Grable's onto it. He gloves, throws on to first. So nice, simple, basic sacrifice for Matt Rinaldo. And it's a 5-3 put out. there's 2 away in the top of the 5th inning. Runner moves up to second, of course. Now the 9-hitter Ray Steer grounded out to second his first time through. Cunningham looking at another efficient inning after he gave up the leadoff single on the first pitch to Dustin Strom. The 0-0. That one is popped up on the infield. Easily making the catch is Brady Lane. He gets that quick inning. Just 4 come to the plate and 4.5 played. Still scoreless on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the 5th, just about to get underway. Got to give a big shout out to the Butler Hot Dog Shop, keeping me nice and fed up here in the booth throughout tonight. It was a good hot dog, I got to say. I was very impressed. Zach Strideff, the catcher, is going to be the guy to lead it off, and Mustangs are trying to muster their first run here tonight. Neither team able to get a hitter across the plate so far. Strideff swings and misses at the first pitch that he sees from Patrick Sinan. Both pitchers, Cunningham and Sinan, have been flawless so far. Just a few hits given up per side. 5 between the two teams. 2 for the Mustangs, 3 for the Iron Bucks. The 1-1. Strideff swings and misses again. That time it's a slider up high in the zone, but it just tails away from him. That slider's still sliding. He just kind of aims it up a little bit higher, and he's got a very horizontal break on that slider. Not a lot of downward movement. 1-2. Fastball just misses on the outside corner. Bold of Strideff to take that one. It's good, though. Obviously, the catcher, he knows the zone well. And he knows that the guys on both sides have been getting squeezed east-west tonight. And now he takes called strike 3. That one looked to be back in a similar spot. But he goes down looking. And there's one away. So now Brady Lane struck out swinging his first time to the plate. Second time through trying to break up this pitching dominance from both sides. Both managers between the last 2 half innings out talking to the home plate umpire. So, you know, obviously there's some questions as this one's fouled off to the right side. But when it gets down to stakes such as these and championship on the line, and obviously for the Mustangs, their season on the line with a loss tonight, there's always going to be more questioning of the officiating. So we thank the umpires for doing the job that they do. They do a pretty good job overall. Phenomenal job, really. That one's fouled back into the netting. So Lane goes down 0-2. Brady Lane, the second baseman, wears number 14. We've seen him all over the field this year. Good infielder. 0-2 pitch. He fouls that one off way late on the fastball. That one, how about that? Some pinball. That's what it reminds you of, the way that that ball bounced around the Mustangs' first base dugout, and it kind of hopped over the yellow railing that a lot of the players are leaning up on. And then it hits off the back wall, bounces back, hits the railing. That one's outside. It's 1-2. So he takes on the outside corner with 2 strikes. Does not want to strike out for a second straight time. He was pretty good at the plate last night, recording an extra base hit, and he does strike out swinging at the slider. Away from him, waves and misses, and there's 2 away. So the same result as his first trip to the plate, and not a lot of offensive action to get excited about tonight. In fact, essentially none. You have to go all the way back to that first inning for the first hit for the Mustangs, and then that second one came not too long ago. That one's down low for a ball. It's Cole Grable now at the plate. Here's the pitch. That one is check swung on, but yes, he did. And in fact, just 1 hit so far for the Mustangs. That's another scoreboard error. I'm going to have to go over there and have a talk with him. 1-1. Down low. So, in fact, you have to go all the way back to the first pitch that the Mustangs saw. Ryan Doherty lined a single into center field. Since then, Sinan has not given up a hit. He's in the 5th inning. That one's popped up and drifting away foul over the Iron Bucks dugout. Not the bullpen this time. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2 strikeouts so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cole Grable. Sinan trying to strike out the side. 2-2. That one is just outside. And once again, a really bold take there from Grable. Maybe it's just the angle that we're sitting up here in the booth, but that looked like it could easily be called for a strike with some of the calls that we've seen the home plate umpire make this evening. Nightfall setting in at Pullman Park. The payoff pitch from Sinan is out to center field. Backing up on it is Maddox Clement. Now he starts to come in, and he makes the catch to finish off the 1-2-3 inning. So 5 innings played, still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Sixth inning underway, still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. It's 10-1-2 coming to the plate to face Walker Cunningham, who has been almost perfect out there tonight. He's just given up 3 hits, no runs though, and no runners to third base so far for the right-hander. He's facing Tyler Mack. The first pitch that he delivers to the right-handed hitter is outside for a ball. Mack, the right fielder, batting 10th as he did last night. The righty delivers the 1-0. It's grounded to the shortstop, Laverick. He's chasing onto it, throws on to first, and gets the out there. So there's 1 away on 2 pitches in the 6th inning. Cunningham's roll just cannot be stopped. It's really just a question of who scores first. And, of course, all the pressure on the shoulders of the big right-hander Cunningham. You want to make sure that he does not give up that first run, and you know that he's thinking about that on the mound. I'm sure he's locked in, but when your team is 1 game away from elimination, those thoughts, it's pretty hard to keep them out of your mind, unless he's got some mental fortitude that I'm not previously aware of. That first pitch is fouled off from Brady Gavola. 6th inning already, just over an hour into tonight's game. Moving at an MLB pace. Cunningham has been so good tonight. His 0-1 pitch is lined out to left field. That one's got some velocity on it, and it's going to get down and all the way to the wall. Weibel chasing onto it. He makes a great throw from the outfield, bypasses the cutoff man, but it's a double for Brady Gavola. He's into second base. Now Maddox Clement, the center fielder, singled his last time and then moved up to second base on an error. Trying to keep him from putting one in play here. Cunningham's had a runner at second just one other time. That was Clement. The righty's 0-0 pitch is fouled off late on the fastball. Maddox Clement. And we see a really nice change in pace. Cunningham is really efficient to the plate once he gets into the stretch. Lavrich holding on the left fielder, Gavola. That one's outside. It's 1-1. 1 out in the inning. That came on Tyler Mack's ground out to start the inning. Cunningham waggles the shoulders before he gets ready to throw. Now he comes home with the pitch. That one's grounded to the right side. Onto it is the second baseman, Brady Lane. He throws on to first, and the Mustangs get the out there, but Gavola moves up to third base on the ground out. So now danger looming 90 feet away, unless they're able to get Brent Crehan 0 for 2 so far tonight. So things looking favorable if the trend continues. 3-hitter. He's got that pink wrist tape. It makes him very easy to pick out in a crowd. 0-0 pitch. Cunningham back out of the windup. He delivers a hard fastball through the zone for a strike. That's a great tone-setting pitch. You really love to see that from the big righty. Puts the hitter back on their heels and gives him an advantage in the count. Now he can maybe try to get a little bit of a chase. 0-1. And he does go for the inside pitch. That's a changeup. And you see him kind of gesture, that's on me. Slaps him his chest with his right hand after he delivers the pitch. Knew that's not where Strideff wanted it. 1-1. The righty comes home. That one is chopped onto third base. It's going to stay. No, it's foul. And it just took a Mustangs hop there after it hit in front of, or to the right of the third base bag. Looked like it was going to stay fair the whole way, but Grable, as soon as he saw it had that side spin, he kind of got out of the way, let the ball do its thing. And a good decision there. Keeps this game scoreless now, 2 strikes, and no balls on Brent Crehan. 1 ball, rather, 2 strikes. That's on the changeup in. Here is the 1-2 pitch. And fouled off the plate, so staying alive. High fastball. Crehan is not a big guy by any means, well under 6 foot. He tries to reach up there for that one and actually makes contact, which is quite impressive with how hard that ball was coming across the plate. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled off the plate again. Down below him and chopped over to his left side into the Mustangs dugout. No score in this game, 6th inning of play. This is the closest to coming across the plate that the Iron Bucks have been all night. Runner on third with 2 outs. Cunningham's 1-2. That one is grounded to the shortstop, Lavrich. He gloves on one hop and throws on to first to end the inning. So a nice defensive play from the Mustangs shortstop. And you see Cunningham hyping up his infield there. He's excited as he comes off. 5.5 played, no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Carson Weibel starts things in the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll be followed up by Zach Wilson, trying to make a crack in the armor of Patrick Sinan, who's been phenomenal through 5 innings so far. He delivers a slider outside for ball 1. Starting to darken up here. And I mentioned last night, as the 1-0 is inside for ball 2, how important it is to have some kind of sweater in this booth because of how cold the AC gets. Well, I remembered tonight, and if the Mustangs are able to force a Game 3, I will certainly remember tomorrow night. That one is popped up on the infield. Shortstop closing in on it. It looks like Strom is going to make the play, and he does. So the first batter goes down. 9-hitter Weibel flies out on the infield, and there's one away for Zach Wilson. Wilson not able to reach in his first trip. Trying to do so. His second time around, he faces Sinan. The pitch is in for a called strike. One out already in the inning. The righty delivers the 0-1 outside for a ball. That one is grounded to the second base side. Onto it is Steer. He throws Wilson out at first, and calmly, there's 2 outs. Wilson retired. Now that will give way for Ryan Doherty. Doherty singled the only hit so far for the Mustangs. That was his first time to the plate. First pitch. That one's down low for a ball. Want to know the count to the leadoff hitter. The 1-0 pitch is in for a called strike. That's the hard fastball back through the zone from Sinan. He's done a good job of mixing that in tonight. The 1-1. That one is swung on and missed. Hard fastball again. Continues to pound the zone. 2 strikes on him now. Sinan's been practically unhittable tonight since that first at-bat. Really settled in. 1-2. Up high for ball 2. Tried to get him to chase. You don't want to give anyone a good opportunity to make contact. That's really been the key for Sinan tonight. He's followed that traditional pitching formula. Pounding the zone until he gets 2 strikes and then trying to make the hitter chase. And now he does chase and grounds one onto third base. Colwell's across with it, throws on to first, and the inning is over. So 6 complete for both sides, and we remain scoreless on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Seventh inning is a go on the Mustangs Baseball Network, final third of this game, and still no runs across, just one hit for the Mustangs thus far. And only 4 for the Iron Bucks. Lenny Piccini leads it off for the Iron Bucks. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight with a fly out and a ground out. He fouls off the first pitch that he sees right back behind him. And whether the season ends tonight or it ends tomorrow night, it's just been a blast to be with you all summer on the Mustangs Baseball Network. I mentioned it last night, but of course, such a pleasure to be able to bring baseball to you all summer, and, you know, just a really fun experience. I've been really grateful for everyone who's helped me here, and if anyone is listening who's been a part of this process, I really appreciate you getting me on the air here this summer for some Rust Belt League baseball. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. The 1-1 pitch is popped out to the left side. Piccini slams the bat into the dirt, and Grable makes a nice catch in foul territory. So a foul out for Piccini to start the 7th inning. There's one away. So with one out, Alex Colwell, the third baseman, he struck out and flied out to left field. Of course, the biggest hit of the night for the Iron Bucks, Brady Gavola, was a line drive that ended up getting all the way to the left field wall. Not a shallow left field wall either. 347 out there. The 0-0 to Colwell is out to right field, and that one is twisting foul away from him. Or, in fact, it's actually caught by the first baseman, Wilson. How about that for a defensive play? And we couldn't see it, but he actually gets to it and makes the catch. So that one was almost looked like it was maybe down the steps into the service area below the bleachers at Pullman Park, but there's 2 outs quickly for Dustin Strom. Strom takes strike one. Hard fastball through the zone for Cunningham. Cunningham has just had a dominant last 2 starts. He's been so good again here tonight. The 0-1. Up high. That one goes for a ball. It's a 1-1. Cunningham excited for another season at Allegheny College next year. 1-1 pitch is off the end of the bat. Foul. That one gets up against the overhang on the bleacher side and drops down into the bleachers for a foul ball. He's going to go to the rosin bag quickly. There's a 1-2 count now with 2 outs in the inning. Dustin Strom singled his last time, was stranded at second base. The pitch, that one's up and in. He gets the hands out of the way. It's 2-2. You know, he's just trying to make the hitter inside conscious. He's got that hard slider that he's used so well all night. He'll go right back to it again. 2-2. This time he does go to the hard slider, and it's fouled off the plate. So good eye there from Strom, staying alive. Of course, these Iron Bucks beat the Creekside Crocodiles, the best team in the entire league to get here. 2-2. That one's fouled off. Pat Cosby's going to go out of the dugout and grab it. 2-2 with 2 outs. Cunningham steps back onto the plate. Onto the bump, rather. That one is foul tipped just past the glove of Stridiff, so he's going to get another shot. That was a good pitch. Hard fastball through the middle of the zone, but slightly drifting towards the outside corner for Cunningham. But fouled off by Strom. He's battling. He flew out to the center fielder. It was a good hit. That one's outside. Couldn't tell if that was maybe the fastball again. Then he just dragged it a tad. 3-2 now. Strom's making him work. Pitch count starting to get up here for Cunningham in the 7th inning. Wonder how much more we see out of him. Payoff from the righty. And he takes down low and away, so that will be the first walk issued all night for Cunningham. That was really an issue with him early in the season, but he has not really settled down, and now that's the first walk he's issued in the last 15 innings. So a good stretch control-wise for Cunningham, and now he's got a runner on first base with 2 outs. Pitching out of the stretch to Brian Woods, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Down low, outside. That was that slider away. And you can tell he's a little bit frustrated now, kind of looking dejectedly back at home plate after he gets the ball back. 1-0. The pitch. In for a called strike. Through the zone. 2 outs in the inning. The runner off first base is Dustin Strom, on base for the second straight time, and he's the only runner to reach back-to-back plate appearances tonight for the Iron Bucks. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Nasty changeup through the zone there. Over top of it was Brian Woods, the extra hitter, singled his first time around and then hit a hard line drive that was caught by Cole Grable at third. So he's had a good night as well at the plate. Cunningham trying to switch that up for him here. The 1-2. He struck him out. Went back to the slider and gets the third out in the 7th inning to keep things scoreless. 6.5 played, still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the 7th inning, and an excellent night for starter Patrick Synan is going to end with him getting the hook. He is relieved by Sam Basso. Basso, the right-hander on the mound, has kind of a real slowly delayed release. He holds that right arm back for quite some time before he comes home. He's going to face Kenny Lavridge to get things started in the 7th inning. Lavridge takes a hard strike, so maybe an opportunity for the Mustangs to score. The pitching has been so solid on both sides all night long. New pitcher coming on. Of course, he delivers the first strike through the zone. The 0-1. That one is swung on and missed. Slider down, and it's 0-2 to Lavridge. Jordan Suvak on deck has walked and flown out. For Lavridge, he's 0 for 1. Grounded out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. 0-2 pitch. He struck him out. 3-pitch strikeout. And a good start for Basso out of the bullpen. Now it will be Jordan Suvak in the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, one of the keys that I listed going into tonight's game was, can they get a big night from the pitching, meaning the Mustangs? Well, they sure have. Walker Cunningham has been sensational thus far. Still a few innings to go, though, and still a scoreless game. The offense held quiet, really, for the second straight night based off the averages that they put up. 5 runs is not a big night by any stretch of the imagination for the Mustangs. And first pitch to Jordan Suvak is taken for called strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, that one is up high for ball 1. So now the count even at 1 apiece. Of course, the Mustangs facing elimination here tonight if you're just tuning in and weren't aware. They lost 10-5 last night, and now tonight could be a deciding game. No score just yet. Every inning is like the first, and we've got a good crowd watching, 10 people. We say hello to each and every one of you, wherever you may be tuning in from. 2-1, 2-1 the count rather, against Sam Basso. Jordan Suvak at the dish. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from the righty. That one's up high, and now he's ahead 3-1. So after he took strike 1 to start the at-bat, 3 straight balls, and with 1 away, Suvak is trying to draw his second straight walk. The pitch from the right-hander. That one's popped foul, right back behind him. The right fielder was right on that one, but he just couldn't quite square it up. That's one of the things I think with his type of approach at the plate, very jumpy, as we've mentioned quite often. I think it can definitely lead you to get off tempo when your timing is not quite there. Very timing-based guy. Payoff pitch now to Suvak. He walks. Pitch outside. That's going to go for ball 4. So that is the first run potentially on base for the Mustangs. After the strikeout swinging for Kenny Lavrich, it's a walk for Suvak. As I say, that's his second straight. And now Noah Ross, who has yet to record a hit, did reach base on a walk in the first inning. First inning, probably the best chance the Mustangs have had to score tonight. Still just 1 hit this evening. That one is called for strike 1. Everyone held hitless aside from Ryan Doherty, the leadoff hitter, who struck out 4 times last night. He bounced back quickly, singled on the first pitch of the game. Nothing since then. Running off of first is Suvak. He's got about a 2.5-step lead. Now lengthens it to 3. Big secondary lead for the right fielder. That one's outside. It's 1-1. A lot of scrutiny against the base umpire last night. Well, he hasn't really had a chance to prove himself tonight. It hasn't been that much action on the bases. 1-1 pitch is down low, and it's 2-1. Still just 1 out in this inning. Bottom of the 7th. 1 hit for the Mustangs, 4 for the Iron Bucks. Not a lot to go around. Just 5 combined hits between these two teams. A few walks issued per side. 2-1 pitch to Ross is taken. Slider away for ball 3. And now trying to get on base with back-to-back walks. Of course, the Mustangs have had runners on first and second several times. They did that when Ross walked to first in the first inning. They had runners on first and second. That was with 2 outs. This could be with 1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one is popped up, foul. Quickly out of play. Pacini was back pursuing it, but he realizes quickly that he doesn't have a chance at that one. 3-2 the count. Runner still on first is Jordan Suvak. Payoff pitch from Basso is lined off the pitcher's leg. Toss onto second for 1. The throw to first. And yes, he did. He gets him on the double play to end the inning off of Basso's leg. So I'm sure he's thinking that the pain is worth it. Only 3 come to the plate. In the 7th inning, we're through 7 complete with still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Hold your horses. Hold on. So apparently the everyone was off the field, and Ben Cosby goes over to the home plate umpire and asks if he could get a second opinion on that call at first. He says he thinks he's safe. So now he overrules the base umpire, and we have a runner on first for John Sharp. Not sure how you score that. First pitch to Sharp is down low for a ball. So it's a fielder's choice for Noah Ross. He's on base. 2 outs, 1-0 count to John Sharp. That one's down low. It's 2-0. So the inning continues, and what a strange turn of events that is. So the Mustangs get a second chance here, see if they can take advantage of it. Sharp has struck out both times to the plate tonight. Still just 1 hit for the Mustangs. Here's the pitch. That one is grounded to the shortstop side. He gathers, throws on to first. And now the inning is over. That was Dustin Strom who ends it. So 7 full played now for real. Still no score. Chase Morrison pinch hits against Walker Cunningham to start the 8th inning. He'll pinch hit for Matt Rinaldo. So the new designated hitter faces the righty, and he delivers a strike in there for the first pitch. So 0-1 now quickly. Walker Cunningham doing work out on the bump for another inning. He's been so good tonight. Delivers strike 2. That time goes to the breaking stuff. Freezes Morrison, his first at-bat. I don't think he's ready for Walker Cunningham to come at him as he has been coming at all these hitters tonight. 0-2 pitch. That one's popped foul. Just back on it. And he was late on the pitch, was Morrison. Doesn't quite have his timing just yet. Top of the 8th inning. Nobody out, just underway. That one is grounded out toward the third base side, rushing onto it, Grable. He throws hard onto first, and he gets the out there. So a good defensive play from the third baseman. There's one away in the 8th, and continuing to trust his defense and do it very well is Walker Cunningham. He faces 9 and 10 now with 2 outs. First, it's going to be Ray Steer, second baseman, 0 for 2 thus far. Righty Cunningham delivers. First pitch is in for a called strike 1. The 0-1 is foul back off the top of the bat. And, of course, if you're listening at home, you're nervous. Well, I'm right in the same boat with you. This is, the season on the line, 2 innings to go. Neither team has scored a run. You feel like almost certainly the team that scores first is the team that's going to win this one. The 0-2 pitch is up high. Ducking way out of the way is Steer. He's going to take a lap all the way over to the Mustangs dugout. Wonder if he gets some jeers over there. It's 1-2. Jake Slater, Garrett Knapp available in the bullpen, but they haven't been needed tonight with how well Cunningham has pitched. Here's the 1-2. He struck him out. And another out for Cunningham. There's 2 away. He just continues to cruise. And, you know, he doesn't look like he's lost any sharpness at all so far. He's just continued to set hitters down with regularity and also with quite, you know, good effectiveness. It has not mattered who he's been facing. Now Tyler Mack, the 10-hitter. Quiet so far tonight. That one is up high for ball 1. Cunningham trying to complete his 8th inning of scoreless baseball. Just 4 hits allowed thus far. 1-0 pitch. That one is out to the right side foul. So it's 1-1 now with 2 outs. On deck is the top of the order, Brady Gavola. So if Mack was to reach, you'd have to face the top of the order hitter. That one's lined out to right field. Suvak is onto it, makes the catch on the line drive, and the inning is over. 7.5, still no score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Walker Cunningham is straight dealing. Bottom of the 8th inning here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Zach Stridiff, Brady Lane, and Cole Grable to face Sam Basso. First pitch, he delivers outside for ball 1. That's the fastball in there. Tried to frame it, did Pacini. Still no runs in this one. You think, once again, as I mentioned, that the team to score first is probably going to be the team that walks away with the win tonight. The 1-0. That one's popped up. Back of the catcher, Stridiff, and foul. No runs through 8 innings. Walker Cunningham has been phenomenal, but this Iron Bucks pitching staff has only allowed 1 run so far. The 1-1. That one is swung on and missed. And Stridiff, not Cunningham. Cunningham, of course, has been so good tonight with Stridiff as his battery mate, but Cunningham not at the plate. Stridiff swings and misses. It's 1-2. Basso's pitch. That one's outside. So 2-2 now, the count all evened up. Basso on the mound comes set. Delivers his 2-2. That one is hit hard out to right field, and it gets down. It's fair. Rounding first and holding up there with a leadoff single is Zach Stridiff. So you have to understand my excitement. I haven't seen a Mustangs hit since the first pitch that the Mustangs saw this evening. Stridiff's got number 2. He's on base to start the inning. So we'll see if the Mustangs can capitalize on their second straight leadoff single of the game. They were not able to the first time. It turned into a Lavrich sac bunt. I don't expect to see the sacrifice bunt here. I think Brady Lane will probably try and hit his guy around. Oh, now he does square to bunt, but he pulls it back. And over to first base, a check on the runner. He's diving back in by the skin of his teeth. He's safe. Stridiff over at first base had a real big secondary lead in case the bunt did get down. So it looks like they are going to try and bunt Strediff back over to second. You just don't want to give up that out, really, with how well the pitching has been doing. And, of course, the bottom of the order coming up. 1-0 to bunt again, and he bunts that one foul. That was a high fastball, so it's 1-1. Mustangs Baseball Network, Luke Burgess here with you for some baseball this evening. And this could be the final night of the season. You know, I hate to say it. I believe in this Mustangs team, and I'm quite confident they can get this job done, but certainly the nerves going is knowing that we could just be a few outs away from the end. That one's fouled back. Another bunt attempt from Brady Lane. So 2 strikes on him now, and I don't imagine that he'll come around to try and bunt again. Of course, I could be wrong. You never know. Check over to first on the runner. Strediff has a small lead over there. 1-2. Up high. Fastball got away from him. Bottom of the 8th inning here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Mustangs are the home team for this game, and now time called. And it looks like some lightning was spotted to the right. And I have to admit that I saw it as well. So it looks like we might be going into a delay here in the championship game. And now a big flash of lightning over top. So, hey, it was bound to happen at some point. We've had plenty of games that were canceled by rain in the middle of the portion of the season. We have not had a rain delay. That is going to change. We'll send you over to a break while we figure out this rain delay, and we'll be back when we have some baseball here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Rain delay continues to rage on here at Pullman Park. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning with nobody out. The Mustangs just put a leadoff base runner on. But if you are still listening, as I can see it, we have 7 viewers currently. Give us a call, 814-795-0513. We can talk a little bit of Mustangs baseball if you would like. So I'll be ready, waiting. If no one wants to call, that's all right. But if you want to tune in and see what's going on, we can talk a little bit of Mustangs baseball. And it looks like they're starting to prepare the field again now, so hopefully we'll have baseball again soon. But until then, yeah, we can talk on the phone, talk about some Mustangs baseball. They're trying to fight for their playoff lives here. This game is certainly an important one. All right, catch you when we're back playing again. So unexpectedly, we have baseball here on the Mustangs Baseball Network, back from a rain delay, about a 36-minute delay, and now we will continue on. Lightning is still going on in the distance. Not sure if that's entirely safe. It's a 2-2 count to Brady Lane in the bottom of the 8th. The leadoff hitter, Zach Stridiff, reached base on a single. The field is pretty wet, the outfield. It's taking a lot of water, so that's going to slow balls down out there. The infield, that one hits him on the shoulder, and he looks to be in a considerable amount of pain. Rather, that one maybe actually near the bicep, tricep area. He's going to reach base, and now it's runners on first and second with nobody out. So a big-time swing there. And out to check on his player is head coach Ben Cosby. So there's still some lightning over the left field wall, which is slightly concerning. I'm keeping an eye on the radar as the night moves forward. I'm talking over with Lane over at first base, making sure that he's all right after he was drilled by a fastball. New baseballs out there, so the grip should not be an issue. Of course, most people have moved out of the infield lower bowl seating and moved up to the bleachers to my right and left. An 0 count, runners on first and second, first baseman playing in on the grass. Expect a potential bunt here, and Grable fakes the bunt, but then pulls it back after he sees the pitch going high, so it's 1-0. One hit already in this inning. That was just the second hit of the night for the Mustangs. That infield is really wet. It's not hard to tell. The 1-0 pitch, that one is offered at, and a check over to first on the pitch, and the runner back in diving is Brady Lane. That was the catcher, and actually the first baseman, Crehan, took kind of a fall there. So if you're still tuned in, we thank you for sticking with us through that delay. Of course, the Mustangs fighting for their playoff lives tonight. Sam Beso comes set. First baseman creeping on the grass. Sacrifice bunt laid down and tries to throw to third. Now he clutches, throws to first, gets the out there. So it's a sacrifice bunt for the first out that puts runners on second and third, 2 in scoring position with just 1 away. And now the Mustangs have a huge chance to try and get back into this game. Of course, they are in it, but more correctly, I should say, try and establish the lead to score the first run. Still scoreless in this one, and 1 out for Carson Weibel, the Gannon University kid, trying to push the first run of the game across. Infield in, he fouls off the first pitch that he sees. Right-hander facing the right-handed batter. Still some lightning, no thunder to be heard of in the past few minutes. So about a 36-minute delay in total. Started just before 9 o'clock. Here's the 0-1. That one's up high for a ball. So 1-1 count now with 1 away. As I mentioned, the infield all in, outfield playing at regular depth. Of course, any ball to the outfield and a run will score. That's a called strike. Fastball down the heart of the plate, and he could have had it. Weibel sits back just a little bit too long on that one. 2.5 hours into tonight's action. Beso comes set. Now he delivers the 1-2. That one's fouled off. Just underneath it was Weibel. He keeps the count going. The top of the order will be coming up in the 9th inning for the Iron Bucks. So the Mustangs really need to push a run across. You know that they're going to be ready, and Cunningham has cooled down. I will be interested to see if they send him back out there. 1-2 pitch. That one's down low for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Two count with 1 away. Now time called. Beso comes set at the hips. Infield still in. Delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one's down low in the dirt, blocked by Pacini. So now a full count to the 9-hitter with runners on second and third. Beso trying to get out of it and give his team some relief. He would need a strikeout, potentially a ground ball in the infield scores a run if it's to the right side, but they'd have to be quick. Down low, ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for Zach Wilson, the 10-hitter. Probably he could not have imagined himself in this spot at this point of the season, the championship series, and he's coming up to the plate. The pitcher turned first baseman towards the end of the season here, trying to help out his guys with a little bit of extra position depth. He's got a chance to give his team the lead for the first time tonight. Strike called on the first pitch he sees. That's a fastball at the knees. Hard fastball from Beso. 9:40 the time here in Butler. Beso comes set. His 0-1 pitch. That one is off the plate, and it's in fair territory. The throw home is just in time. They get him at the plate. So Wilson singles And cut down for the second out is Strideff. Now it'll go to the top of the order with 2 away. Bases still loaded, still no score. It's Ryan Doherty. He's got one of the Mustangs' 2 hits tonight. Trying to make it a third. Infield now back at normal depth. Bases still loaded, 2 away. Of course, a force hit, any base. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Went to the curveball. It didn't break as much as he would have liked. 1-0 the count. Ready pitcher comes set. Now he delivers. That one's popped up to the right side. Over to it, the first baseman, Crehan, and it is foul just out of play. Sneaks up onto the picnic area to the right side. I think that might be the first foul ball we've ever seen up there in my time here. 1-1 now. Bottom of the 8th inning, Mustangs have the bases loaded with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch from Baso. That one's in for a called strike. Home plate umpire rings him up on the changeup. Now it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch with bases juiced. Up high, curveball, he couldn't get on top of it. And now the count even for the leadoff hitter, Doherty. Luke Burgess here with you on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Meadville Mustangs trying to claw into this game, rip it open, score the first run in the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitch popped up, foul. We'll do the 2-2 again. On third base, it's Brady Lane. Second base, Carson Weibel. Zach Wilson on first. Doherty, the leadoff hitter at the plate, trying to make the magic happen. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He struck him out. And so the Mustangs load him up with 1 out, and they do not score. The Iron Bucks continue to be great on defense through 8 innings. No score on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Top of the 9th inning, Walker Cunningham is back on the mound. I can't say I think that's the right choice from Ben Cosby in a situation so big. But Brady Gavola is at the plate. He grounds the first one back to Cunningham. It's getting on to second base. The throw from Lane is in time to get him there. So the first out on the first pitch of the 9th inning, 4-3 on your scorebook. And now it's Maddox Clement. Clement so far is 1 for 3 on the night. 1 out in the inning so far. left on right matchup. It looks like it's Garrett Knapp who's throwing in the Mustangs bullpen. So if Cunningham runs into any trouble, he would be on to pitch. Delivered down low for ball one. No score, top of the ninth. 1-0 pitch from Cunningham is foul back into the netting. Clement was late on that one. So with one out, it's a 1-1 count. No score, top of the ninth. Cunningham's 1-1. Fouled off late again on the fastball. He's still got some juice on that fastball after the 30-plus minute delay. He's back into the windup, delivers the 1-2 pitch, and late again, but just getting a piece is Clement. Same result those last 3 pitches. Throwing all of them in there with a decent amount of velocity. Choking up on the bat, Maddox Clement, the 1-2 from Cunningham, fouled off again. This time he went to the slider on the back door, and he was a little bit early that time. Sends it off to that left side again. Just underneath that pitch. The 1-2, he struck him out. Swing and a miss from Clement. He sets him down for the second out. Another strikeout for Cunningham. He continues to roll after the delay. And now there's 2 outs. Brent Crehan, the first baseman, 0 for 3 tonight. The 0-0 pitch. That one is grounded on to third base. Grable can't time it up, and it's into left field. And now over to second base. A hard throw in from Weibel, and it gets past him. And it's going to go all the way to the right field wall near the bullpen. And into third base with 2 outs is Brent Crehan. 2 errors on that play. And just a disastrous sequence of events there for the Mustangs. Now the go-ahead run on third base. Ben Cosby out to talk to his guy. Try and settle him down in this big moment. So that'll go as an E5 and then an E7 as well. Or actually charged to the second baseman. So E5, E4. All the way around to third base. With 2 outs. Lenny Pacini will hit next. He has not recorded a hit tonight, has not reached base tonight. He's flown out twice and grounded out to the third baseman, Grable. And of course, Grable, the last person you would expect to make that error, aside from Kenny Lavrich, probably the best fielder on this team. Of course, he's naturally a second baseman, but in the absence of Brandon Butler dealing with that hand injury, he has moved over to third base to pick up that role. There's 2 outs in the top of the ninth, and the Iron Bucks have the go-ahead run 90 feet away. The first pitch is fouled off, 0-1. The pressure that is on Cunningham's shoulders right now really is the Mustangs' entire season. Of course, that second half that they fought so hard for to get back into the playoff conversation. The 0-1 is popped up on the infield. Strideff is looking for it. He's back behind the backstop, and he makes the catch. And he's fired up. 8.5, still no runs. The defense picks up Cunningham after that error at third base. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. The Mustangs trying to walk it off and force a Game 3 tomorrow on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Bottom of the ninth inning, the Mustangs have a chance to walk this game off, but if they do not, we will head to extra innings. Trying to keep their season alive, Kenny Lavrich, Jordan Suvak, and Noah Ross will have the task. First pitch to Lavrich is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Now to the shortstop. Suvak follows him up. Still Sam Basso on to pitch for the Iron Bucks. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back by Lavrich, and it's 0-2 now on the shortstop. No outs just underway in the bottom of the ninth. The Meadville Mustangs trying to win this game, and they only need a single run to do so. The pressure is certainly on, but the excitement in that Mustangs dugout. Trying to get this win and force game 3 tomorrow. Curveball up high for a ball. It's 1-2. And of course, interspersed between all of this action, a rain delay in tonight's game. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Taken down low for ball 2. A close one there. Lavrich lays off, and it turns out to be the right decision. 2-2 the count, no outs. The pitchers have been as close to perfect as they can be without being perfect tonight. The 2-2. Curveball, and it's chopped foul. Out in front was Lavrich, and he left that one up high. It was a hanger. Certainly a pitch he could have gone deep on. We've seen him go deep 3 times this year. Lavrich kind of found a power surge after he was more of a contact hitter in the first half. Was really good at putting the ball out of the ballpark and over the fence in the second half of the season. Just an all-around excellent hitter. 2-2 pitch to him. He takes it inside. That was the two-seamer running in on him, and now it's 3-2 to the leadoff hitter. Of course, the Mustangs had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th, failed to capitalize. That could have been the nail in the coffin, but instead now they're forced to try and win it in the bottom of the 9th. Payoff pitch. That one is cracked to the right side, foul. Drifting over there quickly. So Lavrich will battle on. Takes a long step out. Now he's back in facing Sam Basso. On for his 4th inning of work. The payoff pitch to Lavrich is out to left center field. That one's got some topspin. It's going to drop in for a leadoff single. That's the winning run on base. And of course, you can't get too excited after what happened in the last inning. Zach Stridiff singling to lead off the inning, and then the Mustangs were not able to bring him across. Now it's Jordan Suvak with a runner on, nobody out. Trying to avoid the double play here. Basso's got a good breaking ball that can easily be smacked on the ground. The 0-0. And he shows bunt, pulls it back, so the count goes to 1-0. Suvak trying to get Lavrich over to second base. Bring the winning run into scoring position with 1 out. Lavrich has good speed at first, and I would not say him going is out of bounds. Suvak threatens to bunt, and he bunts one foul. No outs in this bottom of the 9th inning. Runner on first base. One and one the count with nobody out. Suvak twirls the bat twice. Now he comes set. Shows bunt, the 1-1, and he pops it up foul again, and now it's 1-2. So he can't get a bunt down, and now you probably don't want to risk it because, of course, if he bunts foul for a 3rd time, he will strike out. One and two, nobody out. Time asked for and granted. Suvak asking the home plate umpire. 1-2. Lavrich takes his lead off first. It's an average size lead. Check over on him from Basso. Now he looks home, and he comes home. Lavridge takes off on the pitch. The throw's up high. He's into second base with a stolen base. Kenny Lavridge in there safely, and that is a huge turn. Applause rings out, and it's a ball, so the count goes to 2-2. And now Ben Cosby has a question about something. He's coming down from the third base area, and he's getting the umpires together to discuss something here. Not exactly sure what he's questioning the base umpire about. Seems like he has an issue. And now Lavridge is called out. And exactly why, I do not know. He beat the throw by quite a margin. He was called safe. But now 1 out in the inning and nobody on. And I would have to assume maybe he was out of the baseline or something of that nature. What a strange play. 1-2. Popped up in the air, out towards shallow center field. The shortstop, Strom, is out there and makes the catch. Now there's 2 away. So what a wild turn. And maybe he was called out and they changed some type of ruling on the field. Of course, the umpires do have to confer with each other on calls that are questioned. Now Noah Ross, with 2 outs, he's trying to will his team to a victory. The 0-0 pitch is a slider away. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. In the zone for a called strike. 1-1 now they count with 2 outs in the inning. On the mound for the Iron Bucks, Sam Basso come in relief. He came in relief, rather, of Patrick Sinan. He's been just as good, scoreless so far through his first 4 innings on the mound. He's trying to complete his 4th here. Facing Noah Ross from Slippery Rock University. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So regular time, not enough to settle this one. We're going to need extra innings, and that's what we are going to get. When we come back, we'll go to the 10th inning on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Nine innings just led us to a scoreless tie. Going to the 10th inning, we need some bonus baseball tonight to settle this one. Top of the 10th inning, and Walker Cunningham is still out there. I'm not quite sure how scientifically his arm has not fallen off yet, but he is continuing to pitch, and he has just been lights out for the Mustangs all night, so they just continue to go back to him. And, of course, everything on the line. Bunt shown, and immediately with the runner starting on second base, he's going to move up to third on the wild pitch. And, of course, similar to the Major League rules, if you are familiar with those, we have a runner starting on second base. That is the runner from the previous inning. So Lenny Pacini out there on second. He moves up to third on the wild pitch. It's 1-0 to Alex Colwell. The 1-0 pitch is in for a called strike. One and one the count. The pitch down low for a ball. It's 2-1. So Colwell, Strom, and Woods set to come to the plate. Run 90 feet away with nobody out. Cunningham's 2-1. That one is swung on and missed. High fastball blew it by him. Of course, the East Butler Bulldogs took down those 3B Barons in the first round. The Mustangs took down the Butler Blue Sox here at Pullman Park. That one's fouled off. Now it goes to 2-2 still. Mustangs, the home team here tonight, so they would have the chance to walk it off in the bottom of this inning. The pitch is grounded to third base and past the glove. Outstretched. Alex Colwell has a leadoff base hit. Great throw in from left field, but it's a 1-0 lead for the Iron Bucks, and unsurprisingly so, of course, with that runner starting on second and then the wild pitch. The question really is can the Mustangs match in the bottom of this inning? Of course, if the Mustangs do fall tonight, that would mean the end of the season for them. Pitch up high. And, of course, Cunningham certainly has to be struggling with control at this point. And I'm not really sure, if you're Ben Cosby, why you don't go to that bullpen. They've been really reliable for the back half of this season. Check over to first. Colwell is in there safely. Out of the stretch, here comes the pitch. Bunt laid down right back toward the pitcher. Cunningham gets up, throws onto first, and gets the out there. So it's a successful sacrifice bunt. The runner moves up to second. There's one away. And, of course, 2 runs. That would start to become a little bit more of a threat. Now it's Brian Woods, the extra hitter. He's singled, lined out, and struck out tonight. Hit the ball hard his first 2 times to the plate. The strikeout really the only time he didn't worry the Mustangs at all. The pitch is grounded foul to the left side and over to the third base coach. So a 0-1 count. Top of the 10th inning here on the Mustangs Baseball Network. Meadville trails it 1-0. Iron Bucks and Mustangs coming at you. Championship series, and the Mustangs need to match to keep their season alive in the bottom of the 10th. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Hard slider away. That's a great pitch. And he still has movement on it in this 10th inning. And you just get the feel that if the Mustangs somehow hold them to just 1 run in this inning, Cunningham, that Meadville could take this game a long way. That one shot into center field. Onto it is Doherty, and holding at third on a great throw straight home is the runner Colwell. So that's 2 singles in the inning now, and you got to think that it might be the end of the road for Cunningham, and I think it will indeed be that. But hats off to him. He has pitched absolutely phenomenal in the back half of this season. There's no doubt he's been the MVP of this team for the year, especially with his performances in the playoffs that have brought the Mustangs to the championship series. All the Iron Bucks going to rally up as they try and talk to their coach and figure out a way through this. But for now, Cunningham's night is over. We'll see the bullpen coming into action in just a minute on the Mustangs Baseball Network. New pitcher on for the Meadville Mustangs is Garrett Knapp. He's been the setup guy this year, and he's been very good at his job. And in fact, he pitched 3 perfect innings here earlier in the season. He's got to face Chase Morrison. Righty batter with no batting gloves. Runner fakes the steal from first on the first pitch, trying to maybe draw the throw from Stridiff. And of course, if he did do that, the runner from third, Colwell, will be moving on release. But a foul ball, it's 0-1. 1 out in the 10th inning. Knapp's pitch. Now the runner does take off. That one's hit out to center field. That should score a run. Doherty's underneath it. Colwell begins to tag from third. The throw in is not going to get there, and it's 2-0 Iron Bucks. So a high fly ball yields the second run, and now Meadville has a task on their hands. The sac fly from the designated hitter, Chase Morrison. There's 2 away. And now Ray Steer. Steer so far tonight has grounded out, flown out, and struck out. That one is bunted down the third base line. It's going to take a good throw to get him, and there's no play at any base. Over to cover third is Knapp. It's a bunt single for Steer. He's aboard. Who's the runner to second base, Brian Woods. So first and second, 2 outs. First inning that runs have come across for either team. See if the Mustangs can do the same in the bottom of the inning. That one is taken down low for a ball. Meadville not dead yet. And they'll have Noah Ross at the plate, or on second base rather, to begin the bottom of the inning. Zach Stridiff, John Sharp, Brady Lane, the 3 to come to the plate. That one is out to the shallow part of left field. Lavrich makes the catch, and the inning is over. So 2 come across. The Mustangs try to keep their season alive in the bottom of the 10th when we come back on the Mustangs Baseball Network. The stage is set. It's John Sharp with Noah Ross on second base. The Mustangs trying to keep their season alive in the bottom of the 10th inning. They need 2 runs to tie. 3 would win this game. They face Sam Basso, who's been on the mound since the 6th inning. Bottom of the 10th, the first pitch is swung on and missed. A big hack from John Sharp. And of course, the Mustangs lose tonight. Their season ends. So all the pressure on these next 3 hitters, and you're sure that they are feeling it. Basso comes set out of the stretch. Ross on second base. The 0-1 pitch. That one's fouled back, now 0-2 to Sharp. The Mustangs caught fire in the second half of the season. Now they're trying to save their season. They fell to the Iron Bucks last night, 10-5. Tonight's game, entirely the opposite, a nail-biter all the way through. And they're just hoping that this storybook is not quite finished yet. The 1-2 now to John Sharp. Pitching out of the stretch. Here it comes. That one is swung on and missed. He struck him out, and he fails to advance the runner. You know that one hurts real bad. There's one out now, and it's going to take quite a bit. Stridev has the potential to turn things around, though, with that runner on second. All he needs is a hit to score one. Trying to put a ball in play against Beso, who's been so good out of the bullpen. Here's the 0-0 pitch. It's swung on and missed. Change up that he can't make contact with. Mustangs just not able to put together consistent at-bats tonight. They need to change that around right here. No balls, one strike. Beso ready to go. Shortstop running off, holding him on. That's Strom. 0-1. That one's ripped out into right center field. It gets down. Ross has to hold at third, though, because he was waiting to see if the ball was caught. They don't want to chance it. Stridev's got back-to-back singles. He has half the hits of this Mustangs team tonight. And now the tying run is on base. You just have to hope that Brady Lane can do it. All the pressure on Lane, and now a mound visit for the Iron Bucks. Their bullpen is moving. "15 minutes past 10. In Butler, a late night. We hope that you're sticking with us, because this one is going to turn into a classic if the Mustangs can claw back. Oh, the count. It looks like maybe they're considering leaving Beso out there. That is exactly what they will do. So the righty's going to continue on. He hasn't given up any runs yet. They don't see any reason to change it, clearly. Brady Lane at the plate. The second baseman has struck out twice tonight, but he was hit by a pitch in the bicep his last at-bat. The 0-0 in for a called strike one. And he took the changeup. First pitch changeup again over the plate there. Pullman Park has lost a few patrons. Still plenty here to witness this, though. 0-1. Up high for ball one. It's a 1-1 count now, all even with one out. Oh and 2, rather. That second pitch apparent. No, 1-1. Scoreboard malfunction. My apologies. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2 to Brady Lane. He's trying to forge a comeback for his team in this 10th inning. Tying run on first. Lane represents the winning run. The 1-2. Called strike 3. And that's a crushing blow. Lane looks at strike 3, and it looked to be maybe a bit outside. But now all the hopes rest on the shoulders of Cole Grable. He's so far 0 for 2 tonight, looking for his first hit. And something that gets to the wall with as deep as Pullman Park is could certainly tie the game. Beso on the mound. His 0-0 is popped up on the infield to the left side. Over to it is Colwell. He drops it, and it's a foul ball. They had the championship in their grasp, and now they give Grable another chance, and he just couldn't field it. Colwell, and oh my goodness, if the Mustangs come back, that would be monumental. It was just a simple pop-up fly left of the third base bag, and it looked like the Mustangs season was over, but they get one more shot. See if Grable can take advantage. He rips one foul down the right field line, twisting away from him, and now the Mustangs down to their final strike. If the season is over, it's been a pleasure to be with you all, but hopefully one more act in this play of a year. 0-2. Called strike 3. He took it down the middle, and the Iron Bucks are the Rust Belt League champions for 2023. Well, congratulations to the Butler Iron Bucks on a very hard-fought season. They played well, but gotta say, I'm disheartened. It was tough to watch there. And such a phenomenally pitched game by Walker Cunningham. It's hard for the Mustangs to lose a game like this, but, you know, they, in their first year, have done so much. And the Mustangs in their inaugural season, well, it's been a pleasure to be their play-by-play commentator. And I got to say, to Ben Cosby, the manager, thank you so much. To all the players, if you're watching back on this game, and I'm sure many of you are not because of the result, of course, thank you so much. You were so cooperative all year long with interviews and everything else that I may have needed. I really appreciate that. And, of course, it's been a blast, really, to just be a part of the Rust Belt League this summer. And the Meadville Mustangs just can't quite get the job done tonight. And it's a tough pill to swallow to end the year. But, of course, you know that they'll be back next summer. But the Iron Bucks, all they have to do is celebrate their win. But the Mustangs certainly, once again, such an incredible first season as a team. And it's been a blast to be here all year long, all summer long at Pullman Park. But just not enough tonight. And you hate to waste such an amazing outing from Walker Cunningham. He was phenomenal. And certainly, I think, goes down as the team's most valuable player for the season, if I had a vote in that. Cunningham will be pitching at Allegheny in just a few months' time. So representing Meadville all the way up and down. And, yeah, once again, just such a pleasure to be a part of this Rust Belt League season. I don't think I'll be back next summer as the Mustangs play-by-play broadcaster, but I will always remember this summer. It was very memorable and, you know, such a fun time to be with you all the way through. And, yeah, just a blast in total. That's all. I'm kind of speechless in some ways. I mean, I'm sure that you, if you're still listening in, wouldn't expect that because of, you know, how long the season has gone on for. You've heard me talk quite a bit if you've been tuned in. But in the end here, you know, it's been a blast to be a part of. And I've really enjoyed talking to you all every single evening on the Mustangs Baseball Network. So for one final time in the Rust Belt League season from Pullman Park, Luke Burgess signing off. And thanking you for joining us so much. Mustangs fall 2-0 tonight and take the loss, and the Butler Iron Bucks are crowned champions of the Rust Belt League for the 2023 summer. See you in June, everyone. And thank you one more time for tuning in tonight and all night, all the way throughout the summer. Have a great night, a great summer, and a great fall. And Mustangs baseball will be back before you know it. But for now, thank you so much for joining us on the Mustangs